Hello and welcome to our video on finding a missing side when you have an x on the top of the fraction. Now we're going to be using trigonometry and SOHCAHTOA for this, and you will have learnt in a previous video what SOHCAHTOA is and how to use the quick reminder formula SOHCAHTOA to write out the formulas that you need for your trigonometric ratios to solve these problems involving right-angled triangles. Now the problem we have here says find the value of x in the diagram below. So we're looking at this diagram here and we've got one angle labelled, one side labelled and another side with an x. So we're trying to find the value of this missing side at the bottom. This side over here has nothing listed on it and it doesn't tell us any information about what length it is, and doesn't have an x, so it's not something we're trying to find, so we don't really care too much about this side, and that'll come up when we are trying to work out which formula to use. So I've put the quick steps over here and you might want to jot them down so you know which order we're solving these problems in. The first step is to label your sides. So you do that just like we did in previous video. Really useful to get a different color pen to do this. I'm going to use red, and we need to start with the angle that we're looking at, which is this one. Opposite that angle is the opposite side. So we'll put a big O there. The longest side is the hypotenuse, and the side that's next to the angle is called the adjacent side. Just a quick check that this is a right angle triangle. Note the right angle in the corner there. That means that we can use our trig ratios to solve this problem. If it was not a right angle triangle, we would need to make it into a right angle triangle before we try and use this method. Okay, step 2. Find the two sides we have information about or we're trying to find out about. See this side, this adjacent side here was the one we said we don't want to find anything out about it. It hasn't got an x on it, hasn't got any information, so we're not worried about that one. This one here we know is an 8, and this one here we know is the x. So the two sides we've got information about are O and H. So when we write out our SOHCAHTOA, we need to look for which one has the O and the H in it. And it's sine, it's the first one. This one doesn't have an O and an H, this one doesn't have an O and an H as well. So we've decided which two sides we have information about. Now step 3, decide whether we're going to use sine, cos or tan, and we've done that. We've decided on sine, which is SOH. Step 4 is to write the formula. That's the SOH formula out in full. Sine theta, don't forget the theta, equals opposite over hypotenuse. Next step, substitute your values in. For this example, theta is 30 degrees. The opposite side is x, and the hypotenuse is 8. From this step here, we're trying to get x by itself. And to do that, we need to get rid of the divided by 8. To get rid of the divided by 8, we do the opposite, which is times 8 to both sides. And we end up with 8 sine 30 degrees equals x. This is the long sum you put straight into your calculator, and there'll be another video showing you how to do that if you're not sure. This is 8 times sine 30. And when you do put that into your calculator, you will end up with x equals 4. So we've calculated the answer. Last step, always, don't forget, add your units. This one is in centimetres, so our answer here is in centimetres as well. I've got 2 more problems here that you might like to solve. If you'd like to have a go yourself, you can pause the video now Otherwise, you can go on to solve these with me. Pause the video now. Okay, hopefully you've had a minute to have a go at these problems. The first one here, our first step is to label our sides. Different color, really useful, so we don't get confused. Opposite the angle, hypotenuse is the longest side opposite the right angle, and adjacent is the last side. We've got information about, we're missing one side's information. We should have a 12 meters on the bottom side. If you were trying to solve that one by yourself, you probably couldn't do it because there wasn't enough information. Hopefully you worked that out. If you need to pause the video now that you can see the right question, pause the video now. Okay, the two sides we have information about are the O and the A. And in SOHCAHTOA, which we wrote up here, the O and the A are with tan. So I'm going to write out the formula. Tan theta equals O over A. Substitute our values. Theta is 35 this time. Opposite is x, adjacent is 12. This 12 comes over here to make it 12 times tan 35, which is what you put into your calculator. And you should end up with 8.4. This is in meters, so our answer is in meters again. Final problem is also missing some more information. Let me add it there for you. 12 centimeters on that side this time. Now these two are still right angle triangles. They've both got the right angle in the corner. So we know we can use our trigonometry. First step, label the sides. Opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. Second step, decide the two we've got information about. We've got adjacent and hypotenuse, which is in Ka, in SOHCAHTOA. Next we're going to write our formula. Cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Substitute values. Cos 21 degrees is x over 12. Multiply the 12 out the front. 12 cos 21 equals x. This is what you type into your calculator, 12 times cos 21. And you should end up with x equals 11.2 centimeters. Thanks for watching the video.